The issue of divorce in a traditional marriage. In a traditional marriage, I'll talk about whether there was children, there were children, or there were not children. The divorce is has got procedures. Now, if if people that have stayed together for more than 3 months and they want now to separate, first there is no divorce like in Zambia, which is instituted where people have stayed for less than 1 year. So divorce is only allowed when you have stayed with a person for more than 12 months. So when you have stayed with a person for more than 12 months, that's when now you can decide to divorce. But in between, you can only separate. So separation can be, you can go on separation within, if you're within a few months of your marriage. But the marriage can only be dissolved after 1 year. That is some of the laws that governs the marriage in Zambia. Then what are the procedures in divorcing? Number one, the first procedure in divorcing is that there must be paying back the nsalamu. So if the man brought the nsalamu to a woman, then that means that that nsalamu has to be taken back to the man's family or to that man. So in doing that, that constitutes that the divorce has been allowed. So now, in Zambia, the divorce is only allowed when there is when it goes to court. Even in that way, if you have not gotten the divorce certificate, then it means that you are still married and you're still husband and wives. So, beside you paying back salamu, there must be also the divorce certificate. It is only the divorce certificate that institutes, that mandates that one has been divorced. So without that, it means that you cannot remarry without any divorce certificate. So if one has stayed with a man and if one has stayed with a woman for some times, and then that causes that there must be a divorce certificate. Whether they just stayed for years without any nsalamu, as it is that when they stay for 3 months, that is constituted as marriage, and or there was nsalamu. But the dissolution of traditional marriage, it has to be done within with a divorce certificate from the local court. So the procedure is that the one has to apply, must buy a summon and must put the intention of divorce. And the reasons why that person wants to divorce should be heard in the court. Now, the reasons that are supposed to be heard in divorce uh, are the ones that we should understand. Mostly, like in the traditional court, the local court, there are no evidence that needs to be produced for you to divorce your husband. That is the court of words. So whatever that you're going to say can be, it is the evidence enough to constitute that you want the divorce. So we talked about GBV, gender-based violence. Those are the major reasons for a divorce. Like number one, sexual uh, abuse, where a woman or a man um, is denying the wife or the husband sexual pleasure. That is a reason enough for the marriage to be dissolved in a traditional marriage. Then the other thing is uh, when there is there is physical abuse. So in physical abuse, you can also bring it before the court in the local court, and that can also make the marriage to be divorced, to be there will be dissolution of marriage, and the divorce certificate can be given. Then the other one, it is the financial support. So financial abuse, whereby the husband or the wife, you are not providing to your spouse, that can also be the reason enough for you to divorce. And mental torture, which is the mental abuse, that also can be the reason enough for uh, for a divorce. The other reason why the other reasons that you can give for divorce are the whereby your husband has left you for some time, or your wife has left you for some times, more than 3 months according to the traditional uh, laws. You can file for a divorce. So in the local courts, divorce as does not take much time. You can divorce can even take a day in a traditional marriage. So any reason that you may give, as long as you want to divorce, I think in the local court they will be able to agree and to allow you to divorce. So, in a traditional marriage in Zambia, you cannot marry or remarry someone who does not have a divorce certificate. So, if one has been married before and does not possess what is called divorce certificate, then whatever marriage that you're going to get in, as a woman especially, it means you are committing adultery, and the husband has got the rights to sue you, and can be you can be sued, and even the man that has married you can also be sued and pay the man. And also, if there was not even getting back of unsalam, it means that the man can even sue your family for not for marrying you to another person. So you can they can be the lawsuits. Number one, the in a case where people just goes on separation, no matter how long, then the in separ from whilst they are on separation, then the woman decides to get married. The man in traditional marriage has got rights. Number one, to sue the in-laws. Number two, he has got rights to sue the man that that woman has gotten married to as adultery. So that is what governs. So whenever there is a dissolution of marriage, the salamu has to be paid back, and also the divorce certificate has to be obtained from the local court. So there must be the agreement of two people. Two people must agree in the court that there is divorce. Now, in the situation whereby, like there are a lot of situations whereby one spouse is invited to a court and doesn't appear in the court. Still, in that way, that will never be instituted as a divorce. The court will just be silent on that one until the other party comes and appears before the court and give his idea. Now, in the traditional court, like a local court, whether you say me, I still love my wife, the court will still dissolve the marriage as long as one party doesn't want to stay with the other party. So that is why you have seen that there are a lot of divorces. Like I think we do have not less than 20,000 divorces per year in Zambia, in the local court. So now, when there is divorce, you go through the court divorce. Now they also ask you now about the properties that you have, and you have to share the properties. So they'll tell you, can you write down what you have, and write down together what you have. Then the husband, the ex-husband and ex-wife, they are going to write down whatever possessions that they have. Then the court is going now to start dividing those properties to the two parties. So it is going to give the husband what, and it's going to give the wife. So that is what the traditional marriage is divorced. Now, where they possessed the house and they were living in that house, that means that both of them, they have got rights to continue living in that house. Now, in most cases, like in the local courts, they will tell one of the two to move out from the house and leave the other party, because they are going to decide whom they feel is a problem in that marriage. So it's the one that they are going to tell to move out. But basically, the, basically, both parties, they are supposed to be in that house, so that they are able to, no one is has got a shelter. Now the other thing is that the husband, the in this in when it comes to divorce, there is what is called compensation, and also there is what is called servicing. So when in traditional marriage, the one who has got the financial muscle between the two parties must be able to service the other one. So, for example, if the woman is the one that is working and the man does not work, so that means that the wife should be able to sponsor and to support the man, and as long as he is not working. Same with the woman. If the woman doesn't work, if the woman doesn't work, so the man is supposed to sponsor that woman, as long as he or she is will not working, and as long as she remains single. We were married in court. It's a law, and that has just to be done. When you are getting married, you can get married yourselves, but when you are divorcing, you should go to court. And when you go to court, when you go to court, then the court is going to help on how things are supposed to be done. Now, in the in a situation where there were children, I've talked about property. Now, in the situation where there were children, uh, women, they have fought it so hard, such that now the law in Zambia states that a child should be kept by the mother up to the age of 15 years. So previously it was 7 years. Now they have increased to 15 years. So the children are supposed to be staying with the mother, and the father is supposed to support the children. Now, there must be, if you as the father, you want to get the children, you should have very good reasons for you to keep the children. Number one of the reasons must be that your wife is not sane, is not sane to keep those children, in the sense that maybe she's negligence. You have to prove to the court that the wife or the mother of the children is negligent, so she cannot keep the children. Then you have to provide also the evidence on how you're going to sustain and to protect the welfare of the children from any abuse. Fair to that, a child is only trusted, the child can only stay with the mother no matter what, unless if you do a good affidavit in court and you apply to the court with good reasons, whereby you debate it with your ex-wife, the reason why she cannot be able to keep the children and why you as the father can be able to keep the children. Um, so that is the law that governs when it comes to children. So a man, a father does not has no rights to keep the children according to the laws in Zambia at now until a child is 15 years. So which means that only a 16 years old child who is ready now to get married and cannot be under the parental care is the only one who is allowed to go to the father. So that is what the law provides us at now in Zambia. So this law came in because of the challenges with the stepmothers of the kids. And the funny part of it is that when you remarry, if the wife has got children, the wife that you have remarried has got the children that are less than 15 years, they have got rights to stay with the mother. But your children have got no rights to stay with you. That is the fun part of this law. I'm saying that, take for example, you have got children that are between the age of 2 years to 14 years. And the person you are marrying has got also the children from the age of 2 years to 14 years. You as a man, you are not supposed to stay with those kids. So the children that are legally allowed to stay at your house are the children of your wife. And your children must go and stay with the mother and has to go and stay with the stepfather. So that is how what the law provides, and we have to be aware on this when we are making the decision of divorce. The welfare of children has to be so much protected when it comes to divorce, because the ones that suffers the children are the children because mostly when we are divorcing we are so selfish, and some of the reasons that we give for divorcing, they are not even reasons, especially like in a traditional marriage. A woman divorcing the husband because the husband has got a girlfriend, then you neglect the children. That is not acceptable in traditional marriage.